In less than a month, Texas trigger law will take effect, banning all abortions in the state with narrow exceptions for the life of the mother.
And it means some are getting creative in options for women out of state. But one California doctor is hoping to offer the procedure by sea in a proposal to have a floating abortion clinic in the Gulf of Mexico.
KXAN's Monica Madden explores if this would be legal even if the vessel is in international waters.
There must be something different about the water.
San Francisco doctor Megan Autry is floating the idea of a floating abortion clinic by sea.
How can we come up with innovative and creative ways that will help provide patients access whose access is being taken away from them?
She thought up PROWESS, which stands for Protecting Reproductive Rights of Women Endangered by State Statutes.
So the thinking here is that if there is a floating clinic at sea in international waters, Texas or Mississippi or Louisiana would not be able to prohibit or regulate abortions performed there.
PROWESS would be anchored in international waters along the Gulf of Mexico, offering a shorter journey to patients in southern border states where abortion is either already illegal or restricted.
She's asking for donations to raise $20 million to secure a vessel, retrofit it, and to operate it for the first 2 years, even if she gets that far.
Let's assume that these clinics get all the federal licensing they need. They're still not out of the woods yet.
Some legal experts are skeptical about if Autry could pull this off.
I think you could sue everyone as part of a conspiracy to provide abortions outside the state of Texas.
Due to a Texas law that makes it a civil offense to facilitate or perform an abortion after about 6 weeks.
We anticipate legal and security issues. There are many creative and innovative solutions.
Monica Madden, KXAN News.
If successful, Autry plans to also offer services like contraceptives and testing. Now, she wouldn't be the first person to offer a maritime reproductive health care clinic. A Dutch nonprofit called Women on Waves sails to countries where abortions are against the law to offer services to patients there.
Let's give you a better idea of where we're talking about in the Gulf of Mexico. Within 12 nautical miles of the coast of Texas is considered U.S. territorial waters, and that means the United States exercise sovereignty. All laws of the United States apply in that zone. The contiguous zone extends out 24 nautical miles from the Gulf Coast. The United States can exercise control necessary in this zone. And as for any and all crimes committed in areas outside of the zones, then legal matters depend on what country the vessel is registered to.